Hello, and welcome to Perfect Imperfections by Dior. Today I'm here to talk to you about imperfect fruit and vegetables and how you can still use them. We're going to make a salad today. We're also going to implement how you can turn fast food into a little bit healthier option. Before we get started, let me show you some of the ingredients. Here we have a red bell pepper, a tomato, a green onion, a red onion, and a nectarine. This is a bag of spring mix lettuce, and then we also have some Jack-in-the-Box chicken strips that we'll be adding. And to go along with the chicken strips, we also have their buttermilk ranch, which I think is one of the better fast food ranches that you can get. So we're going to use all these ingredients to make a salad. You may be looking at these items and going, what's not perfect about them? But watch, let me just show you. Look at this. Now, if you were looking at this, you would be like, throw that in the garbage, I'm not going to eat it. But actually, only this part is not edible, in my opinion. Some people might still eat it. The rest of it looks perfectly fine, and once we open it, you'll see. What's wrong with this green onion? Well, look at these pieces. We're not going to eat this. But if we use the rest of it, then it's fine. This onion, nothing's really wrong with it, but it's not the cutest, so somebody might not want to use it. And wait for it, my nectarine is starting to go bad, and so this side is a little smush, but as you can see, this side is still very firm. So why throw out this whole thing when I can just use the parts that's still edible in my mind? The lettuce, there's absolutely nothing wrong with it, and nothing wrong with the chicken as well, or the buttermilk. So we're just going to use some imperfect options and mix it with more perfect ones. There's also nothing wrong with the tomato. It's pretty in good shape. So before we get started, I'm gonna put on my apron. Actually, one of my mom's friends made this apron for me by hand. She stitched it herself and gave it to me as a gift. There's cupcakes on it because I absolutely love making cupcakes and baking in general. So more cupcakes to come. Okay, don't worry. Now, we are going to set this aside and set this aside. We'll wash those vegetables. These vegetables have already been rinsed, except for the onion. I don't rinse my onions. My red, yellow, or brown onions, I don't rinse them because it has a shell on that I take out. But all of these have already been rinsed. So if we just cut open this bell pepper, you'll see this is the disgusting part, but this part looks fine. If you just saw it like this, you would never have tossed this out. We don't need this whole thing. We might use a third of it at most, but we're definitely not using all this for one salad. And then this, like, it looks all mangy and gross, right? But if you just simply peel off the part that you don't want to eat, or cut off parts you don't want to eat, it looks fine. The other thing you can do with this is, if you don't use the whole thing, you can actually put in water. And I've been growing these in water for a little bit. They grow actually really fast, so don't throw out your scraps of this, because simple water and then you have more. Now I'm going to cut these up. Oh, the nectarine. Look at that. Actually, there's more on this that I can eat, but this is basically what we're going to use. So throw this out. We're going to create a little scrap bowl here, and then I'll chop all these up, and then you'll see how my salad is going to come together. Okay, we have all of our ingredients chopped up. Our lettuce is rinsed. Even though it was in a bag, my mom taught me to still rinse your lettuce. So this is already rinsed. I did chop up the tomatoes a little bit further, and the green onions, I'm not gonna leave them this size when I put in the salad. I'll show you. I like to use my scissors to cut it up over. So basically we can just dump all of our ingredients in. It doesn't matter that much the order, to me at least. My red onions, I have them not super small because some people don't like them, and if they don't like them, they can avoid them if they're a little bit bigger and easier to see to avoid. And then you can also use apples or a different fruit, but just to give it a little sweetness, you can use this. Now the chicken, like I said, is from Jack in the Box. This is their fried chicken strips. You can use grilled chicken strips. You cannot use chicken at all. It's definitely up to you. And then I'm going to cut this with my scissors and just put it over. I think it's fun to use scissors in the kitchen. So these are my kitchen shears that came with my knife set. This particular bowl of lettuce could feed 4 people if they just get a small portion, or 2 large sizes for one whole meal. If one person eats this, that's quite a bit of salad, but hey, if that's what they want to eat, go ahead. Just remember that you want to use ingredients that you like, and don't add the dressing until you're about to eat it because you don't want it to get soggy. I really love this salad bowl that I have because the bottom, it actually comes off, and I can add this tablet goes in the freezer, and it makes whatever in here stay cold. And then the lid holds my tossing utensils. Another ingredient that I do like to add before I toss my salad is pepper, black pepper. And I don't know if you've ever used this before, but these 3 dots indicate how coarse you want your pepper to be grinded. So if you wanted larger pieces, you would just turn it and then it will make it larger. But I typically leave it on the smallest setting. And so I'm just going to add some black pepper because I absolutely love black pepper. It's one of my favorite seasonings. And then you can use just lemon juice, or you can use a vinaigrette or any other dressing that you have. I'm just going to use this ranch because, one, it's a ranch that I like, but also because it came with my chicken strips. And by the way, I only use 3 out of 4 of the chicken strips that I have. Now I'm just going to use this spoon, and I'm going to mix it up a little bit before I put it on. How much dressing you use is up to you and your guess. I don't like to drown my salad with dressing. I actually like to taste the ingredients in my salad, but some people don't like salad and they'd rather eat the dressing instead. So I have dressing on here, and then I'm just going to toss it. And you don't have to toss it too much or too crazy, but just enough to mix it up and to get everything sort of wet. And remember that the tomatoes and the nectarines that we put in here are also going to add some juice to the salad, especially if you're not going to eat it right away. If you're going to leave it for a little while to sit, remember that nectarine and tomato will release juices as it sits. So we are going to give some, because I made this because this is what I want to eat. Seriously, this is what I want to eat today. Now you see my bowl is full, and this is enough to have at least one. But if this was just a little side thing that someone was going to have with other food, then they would need less potentially. So I'm just going to try to get as many items as possible on this one fork full, and I'm going to show you guys. So I have my fork full, and I'm just going to taste it for you guys. Oh, this is good. Now, I do want to mention that the chicken strips were cold. I let them get cold in the refrigerator before adding them because I didn't want them warm and wilting my salad. If you prefer them warm, you can definitely eat them warm, but I like them cold because my salad is a cooler temperature. I am going to finish this I might eat the whole thing, the whole bowl by myself. I'm not sure. But thank you guys for watching. Make sure you click like, share it, subscribe to my channel, and hit the notification button so you always know when I upload a new video. Perfect imperfections. This is so perfect.